Right now at noon, a beloved Southeast Kansas festival announces its end after more than 4 years.
And we are warm and windy across the area today. We're also cloudy. A look at that coming up.
Plus, a controversial data center project will be addressed at today's Joplin City Council meeting. We'll have a look ahead at one they'll be discussing.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
After 4 decades of celebrating Southeast Kansas culture, the Little Balkan Stays Committee closes its doors. This is KOAM News. I'm Samantha Walker. The organization voted to dissolve after struggling to find volunteers for the annual festival. The 40th Little Balkan Stay last year became the final event for the committee that brought thousands to the region each year. The group has created a fund with the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas to support other local festivals. The committee's Facebook page and website will shut down March 1st, but the Little Balkans Quilt Guild will continue the quilt show tradition. We'll have more details tonight on KOAM News. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got the clouds and we've got those gusty winds. See, the wind blew the music right back in there. That's how breezy we are right now, but you can see downtown Pittsburgh, some cloud cover out there. Again, we're seeing those gusts upwards of 40 miles an hour. A MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin. If you're driving a big truck like that, or you're driving a mid-sized vehicle, or you're hauling a trailer, you've got to be extra cautious, especially on those east-west roadways with the south winds. Started yesterday 10 degrees above normal, made it 20 degrees above normal for the high. Still shy of a record, which I think it's all right. We probably shouldn't be into the 80s in February, and the last time we were was 1961. Thankfully, though, not that cold either, and that was just a few years ago. I think you all remember that big Arctic chill in 2021. No Arctic chill today, though. We're already up to 65 in Joplin right now, 63 in Pittsburgh across the region. Temperatures mild, and you saw where our averages are supposed to be, about 50. Not there now. We are in the low to mid 60s across the area. And of course, we started about into the low to mid 50s this morning. Temperatures gradually dropping back. That shouldn't be there. But the rest of these numbers are right, falling back into the upper 50s by 11. There will not be a sudden temperature spike at 10. Winds will start easing up after midnight tonight, and will start going partly cloudy. And then we're going to be warm tomorrow, breezy again, and temperatures taking a dive this weekend. Details on that in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. A former city employee at the Carthage Golf Course is no longer facing criminal charges. Mark Peterson was accused of stealing more than $140,000 from city funds. An audit had determined the money was missing, and investigators had questions about how the money was handled at the Carthage Golf Course, where Peterson was the longtime manager. The state attorney general's office charged him with felony stealing and money laundering, but has now filed a dismissal in the case. Peterson's attorney says, quote, "This case highlights the dangerous circumstances when data may be manipulated to arrive at the conclusion desired." He adds that the legal team sifted through terabytes of data to demonstrate Peterson's innocence. The charges can be refiled at a later time. Well, the FBI is searching for a Southwest Missouri man accused of running a massive cattle fraud scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office filed federal charges against Joshua Robert Link of Strafford, Missouri. Prosecutors say it was a $220 million scam that victimized more than 2,200 people nationwide. Link and 4 others allegedly promised investors they would buy specific cattle, raise them, and sell the meat for profit through their company, Agridime. Instead, authorities say they used new investor money to pay earlier investors and personal expenses. The other defendants have been arrested. The Joplin City Council will meet tonight at Missouri Southern to vote on a controversial data center project. The meeting was moved to accommodate larger crowds after January's PAC session, where the council voted to annex and rezone 540 acres of the Wildwood Ranch property at the intersection of Central City Road West and West 20th Street, to the dismay of many residents. The meeting begins at 6 p.m. at MSSU's Corley Auditorium. Well, tonight, the Carthage School District is set to hear a presentation for a suggestion for changes to Pleasant Valley Elementary. Superintendent Luke Boyer says the district needs to expand its Beacon Autism Center, which currently has a waiting list. He says the Pleasant Valley campus is the only location that could support the expansion. If changes occur, the Pleasant Valley attendance zone would likely be incorporated into the Steadley Elementary zone. No final action will be taking place tonight. The meeting will begin at 6 p.m. in the Carthage Technical Center Community Room. Well, the Southeast School District is moving forward with plans following the decision to close a century-old building. Last night's USD 247 work session comes after the school board voted to close the main building at Southeast Elementary School due to water damage, mold problems, and structural issues. Repairs would have cost the district at least $750,000. The question now, grade level changes for the next school year. The preferred option keeps the pre-K through second grade at elementary school in Weir, and then 3rd through 8th grade would attend class at the current Southeast Middle School. No decisions were made last night. Well, Carl Junction police officer has died. A statement from the Carl Junction Police Department says Officer John Todd Gaines appeared to suffer a medical emergency at his home shortly after his shift ended early Monday morning. Officer Gaines worked at Carl Junction since July 2024. The list of agencies and police departments extending their condolences continues to grow. There's no word yet on services. Well, during Heart Month, a longtime Jasper County nurse is sharing her survival story after suffering what doctors call a widowmaker, one of the most deadly types of heart attacks. After she was rushed into surgery, hospital staff performed CPR for an hour, something doctors say many patients don't survive. Now she says the experience changed her perspective on health and prevention.
If I could go back and say I'm going to take better care of myself, I would. I'd watch my diet closer. I'd exercise more. And those are things that you put off because you're a busy nurse working 50, 60 hours a week and you don't have time for that. But I would make time for that because now I realize how important it is to take care of yourself.
Annette's doctor says when it comes to a heart emergency, every second matters, and calling 911 right away can save a life. Well, with the penny officially out of production, the discussion of the value of pennies continues. Yesterday in Mendon Mines, Dave Sorek, a coin collector, presented Common Sense. He spoke about the value of the Lincoln cent. While he believes modern pennies might have some collectible value down the road, they won't have the value the older coins like the wheat or Indian cent have. It continues to vary by business on whether they accept pennies or round change up or down, but Sorek says check those years before spending loose change. Well, coming up, tributes are pouring in for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson, a civil rights leader. And later, we're making a batch of Mardi Gras popcorn chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, tributes are pouring in for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. His family says he died peacefully on Tuesday morning, surrounded by loved ones. He was 84. Natalie Brand has a look at how the civil rights leader is being remembered.
Outside the Rainbow Push Coalition offices in Chicago, community members are honoring the life of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
We are here today because we truly believe in everything that Reverend Jesse Jackson stood for.
Jackson, a civil rights leader who marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., went on to found his own organizations committed to fighting for justice and equality for the underrepresented.
My constituency is the desperate, the damned, the disinherited.
Among those who knew Jackson personally, Brian Stevenson of the Equal Justice Initiative.
His voice has been so central to the movement toward justice, for this idea of creating an America that includes everyone, that lifts up the neediest, the poorest.
In the 80s, Reverend Jackson ran for president twice. While he faced criticism in his first campaign for anti-Jewish comments, he's also credited with laying the foundation for future candidates, such as former President Barack Obama, and expanding the Democratic coalition.
His presidential campaigns of 84 and 88 were influential in how he conducted a campaign to really bring people who were locked out and left out.
President Trump paid tribute to Jackson in a social media post, calling him a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts.
The Reverend Al Sharpton called him his mentor.
He opened my eyes that we could make a difference. We could make change.
Despite declining health in recent years, Jackson continued to make public appearances, including at the 2024 Democratic National Convention, where he received a standing ovation. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
The Rainbow Push Coalition says it will announce arrangements for a celebration of life services, including public events. Well, still to come on KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
It's Fat Tuesday, and you know what that means. It means we have a dish that is sinfully delicious. So stick around. It's worth it.
At first glance, I thought he was at a Kiss concert. Well, outside of that, we have a temperature drop on the way. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon on this Tuesday here in the 4 states. A breezy, cloudy Tuesday out there. You can see those clouds. Whoops, sorry, that side of me. No rain showers really showing up just yet. A sprinkle or two still possible, but again, overall rain chances today quite low. Let's start though with another look outside downtown Pittsburgh. That camera every so often has been shaking around with some of those gusty winds. Those wind gusts have been pushing into that 40-mile-an-hour range. So like I said, not quite fire weather criteria, fire weather alert criteria. Let me phrase that. If I say fire weather, it means it's okay. It's not. But still very breezy, and that's why you shouldn't be doing any outdoor burning or anything else that involves sparks, flame, or whatever that's going to end up outside, because it could spread. All right, here's what we've got though. South winds continuing to remain gusty, cloudy skies continuing to remain cloudy as we head into the rest of the afternoon, even into the evening. It'll be late this evening and into the overnight that we start to go partly cloudy. Future track again hinting at least some possibility of shower chances out there, although again very isolated if we see much of anything at all. We go to our Wednesday, we'll do a little more clearing. We're partly cloudy initially, and we'll have again some clearing skies later in the day. Southwest winds a little gusty, but nowhere near what they are today, which is certainly nice because it is breezy enough. The thing is though, with the air being so dry still, even a gusty wind at 20, 25 miles an hour, it's still problematic, which is why no outdoor burning for a while. Okay, it can be put off. You can hold off for a little while because your brush pile or whatever it is isn't going to go anywhere unless we get hurricane force winds, which isn't going to happen. All right, into Thursday we go. We start to have some clearing skies for a bit, and clouds will begin to return as we roll into the afternoon hours. And that is with this approaching system that is going to end up causing our winds, A, to pick up again, and B, to begin shifting. So we start with southerly winds, and then we start getting westerly winds and eventually northwesterly winds, and that's when we'll start to see our temperatures take a dive late Thursday into early Friday. And by a dive, it's going to seem like that. It is going to seem very cold as we head into the upcoming weekend because we are going to see temperatures return to normal. And you saw where normal is. And we've been well above that for quite some time, and we've been spoiled with it. So it is going to make normal seem very cold, but it will be normal across the area. Today, though, not so normal, as you're already aware. We're into the upper 60s, low 70s today. Again, some isolated showers are possible. It's just most of us will remain dry. Those south winds sustain 15 to 25 with gusts upwards of 40 miles an hour. Into tonight, still obviously above normal. In fact, you saw it's where our new average high is supposed to be, is right there. And that's where our low is going to be tonight. Winds ease up again after midnight out of the south, about 10 to 15. We should start to go partly cloudy. And then through the day tomorrow, those winds will pick back up out of the southwest still, but now gusting to 20. So like I said, not like today, but even a 20, 25-mile-an-hour wind gust can still be problematic. We're going to go into the low 70s for our Wednesday. Even Thursday, ahead of the temperature drop, is still mild and above average as we go into the upper 60s. Then we fall back into the low 30s. We're in the low 50s Friday. And you see this wintry mixed business Saturday. A couple of things to take quick note of. One, the overall precipitation chances right now are pretty low. And two, take a look at the daytime highs. So our temperatures dropping below freezing overnight. So any showers we have could transition to a wintry mix. But then as we warm up again Saturday, any scattered showers will turn back into rain. And then that process will repeat one more time Saturday night into early Sunday. So we're not expecting anything yet, significant accumulations. Bridges, overpasses could potentially get some slick spots, but also because the ground's been so warm lately, it's not really going to stick so well. And this return to normal is brief. You saw later on on, we go right back into the 60s and 70s by the second half of next week. So it's going to feel a lot colder, even though it's normal cold. It just will feel very cold out there.
Well, definitely something to keep in mind. Thanks, Chris. Stick around. We're making Mardi Gras popcorn chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. We're making Mardi Gras popcorn chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
With today being Mardi Gras, we thought it'd be fun if we whipped up a big batch of popcorn chicken, along with a Cajun-inspired dipping sauce to serve with it. It's one of those dishes that whenever you serve it, everyone says it tastes like a party of flavor. After all, that's what Mardi Gras is all about. The first thing we want to do is cut up a pound or so of boneless chicken breast into 1-inch chunks. Once they're cut up, we toss them in some flour that we mix with a bit of Cajun seasoning and a few other spices. And we give it a good shake until the chicken is well coated. Now, using a slotted spoon, we take the chicken out of the bag and toss it in some beaten eggs before breading it one last time with the rest of the seasoned flour. Then we fry these in a bit of oil until the coating is crispy and the chicken is cooked through. And with Lent starting tomorrow, you can easily swap out the chicken for some shrimp or almost any fish. All that's left to do is call your cast of characters to the table, serve this up with some quick cooking Cajun rice, and let the party begin. The recipe for our Mardi Gras popcorn chicken and our Louisiana dipping sauce are online now, so you can enjoy a parade of flavors as soon as tonight. I'm Howard with Kelly and Patty in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a festive way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Yummy? You guys are clowns.
Here's a look at the 4 state market prices.
All right, again, above normal temperatures continuing through Thursday. Could get an isolated shower or two out there. And that system bringing our temperatures down to normal into the weekend. So cold, but seasonably so. And we'll warm up again next week.
Sounds great, Chris. Thank you. What do you have coming up for us tonight?
Well, lots coming up at 5. For starters, more women are choosing to hit the road by themselves these days, whether it's for self-improvement, me time, or just to relax. Doing it alone is more common. We're going to visit some popular destinations for single females and explore why women are choosing such trips. Plus, we're going to be live outside of MSSU's Corley Auditorium ahead of tonight's Joplin City Council meeting, where a proposed data center is set to be a hot topic. And we're going to have more on the decision to dissolve the Little Balkans Day Committee. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A whole lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
Those all sound great, Dow. Thank you so much. That's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.